Muscle hypertrophy is actually detrimental to muscular endurance. One's capacity for endurance can be equated to their ability to the aerobic energy system. Oxygen is made readily available by the mitochondria, capillaries, and myoglobin structures that are within aerobic muscle fibers. Mitochondria conducts oxidative metabolism, capillaries supply oxygen-rich blood, and myoglobin is the protein that binds and transports oxygen to the muscles, with iron as its principal component. In other words, the sum of these parts makes up the aerobic energy system. One's ability to the aerobic energy system is the primary contributor to endurance or resistance to fatigue. Typically, resistance training induces muscle hypertrophy and improvements in muscular strength via neural adaptations without changes in mitochondria or capillaries. In comparison, endurance exercises do not typically promote muscle growth, and it does not increase muscular strength. Instead, endurance exercises develop mitochondria and capillary densities, meaning there is an increase in the number of mitochondria and capillaries. Therefore, the subject's aerobic capacity or ability to the aerobic energy system is amplified. In concise terms, endurance exercises emphasizes on mitochondrial and capillary density without improvements in muscular strength, and it does not stimulate muscle hypertrophy or muscle growth. This visual should not be taken literally. This is not the true appearance nor layout of a muscle fiber. Furthermore, this is not how capillaries and mitochondria actually look like. This is just a crude sketch to demonstrate how the enlarging of the muscles can hinder muscular endurance. In the photo, the muscle fiber has exactly 6 dots, which symbolizes capillaries and mitochondria. From a left to right transition, the muscle fiber undergoes muscle hypertrophy and it grows larger. Now, the 6 capillaries and mitochondria will have to sustain a larger area of muscle fiber despite its numbers remaining the same. This is why muscle hypertrophy alone restricts endurance. Resistance training with a high rep scheme may be an exception to this occurrence. Although clearly suboptimal for improvements in strength, resistance exercises with a high repetition design has been observed to stimulate an increase in numbers of capillaries and mitochondria. Furthermore, the adverse effect of muscular hypertrophy lowering muscular endurance can be counteracted by simply performing endurance training. However, because of the concurrent training effect or the interference phenomenon, it is not recommended for them to be both trained in one sitting. Nonetheless, one can still hypothesize that increases in capillary and mitochondrial density without muscle hypertrophy is optimal for endurance performance. I'm sorry, I had hoped to familiarize you with the term capillarization. Capillarization refers to the formation of additional capillaries per muscle fiber, thereby increasing capillary density. I was describing capillarization in the instances concerning an increase in capillary density or in the number of capillaries. Also, I want to address the subject of mitochondrial and capillary density. Muscle hypertrophy alone actually lowers mitochondrial and capillary density. Despite muscle growth, the number of mitochondria and capillaries remain the same. Therefore, muscular endurance is compromised because the same number of mitochondria and capillaries will not have to sustain a muscle fiber of a larger size. This same muscle fiber now has a lower ratio of capillaries and mitochondria per area because the muscle fiber is larger, hence why the capillaries and mitochondrial densities are lowered. This is evident in my poor drawing.